Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Uh, good, e- good evening. Good evening.
Yes, sir.
We will wait for 1 to 2 minutes, then we will start our session.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now we will start. So in the previous lecture, you can mute yourself so that we will able to talk.
Okay, sir.
So in the previous lecture, we will discuss about the insulation resistance, the conductivity, and the losses of the dielectric. We are considering the solid and the liquid dielectrics, and also we will discuss in the previous lecture that how the different parameter that will be involved in case of a selection of the dielectrics. Okay, so we have a three different type of dielectrics, as you will already be known that one is a gaseous dielectrics, another one is a solid dielectrics, and one another one is a liquid dielectrics. So in case of a liquid dielectrics, we need to take into consideration the different parameter like the insulation resistance, the conductivity, and the losses for the different dielectrics. Obviously, the liquid dielectric. So in the previous lecture, we will discuss the transformer oil having a liquid dielectrics examples, and we are finding what will be the insulation resistance for the transformer oil. We are also calculating the power losses, and also we will calculating the conductivity of a particular transformer oil having a liquid dielectrics, right? So for considering the conductivity of a transformer oil, we have a different formula. Okay, and we are putting the equivalent circuit and how the current that will distributed according to the particular circuit. So that thing we will discuss in the previous lecture. Okay, so today we will discuss about the different such kind of power loss, what will be the effect when the power loss will be taken into consideration for the insulating materials. Okay, so inside and in case of a liquid dielectrics, we are choosing the transformer oil only, right? So how the power losses will be taken into consideration when the current that will be distributed through the equivalent circuit. So that thing we will discuss. So there will be the different type of current. Okay, one is the capacitive current. Okay, partial discharge impulse current. Okay, so displacement boundary current or the polarization current, and also the conductive current. Okay, so these are the four different type of currents that will be involved in the power loss of a transformer oil, right? So first we have to discuss these things today. Okay, so that means we will discuss the conductive mechanism for the insulating material for the alternating voltage. Either it should be considered as a DC voltages, or it should be considered as a alternating voltage or AC voltage with an equivalent circuit, and we are considering the respective vector diagram for such a equivalent circuit, right? So if I will consider this thing, okay, so I am sharing my screen so that you will able to see. Yes, so is my screen is visible? Yes, Aditya. Okay, so I think my screen is visible. Okay, so uh, starting from the dielectric power loss of the insulating material, right? So that thing we will discuss today. So for that cases, first we have to discuss about the dielectric power losses for the insulating material, right? So, what are the different insulating material dielectric power losses? Okay, for the different insulating material, right? So, as we will know that the conductive current that will be present for the insulating material determine the dielectric power losses properly. So, each conductive current mechanism that will cause the current for the different characteristics. Okay, so this current contribute to the total dielectric current, which will be considered as a I inch, as dissipated simultaneously for the alternating voltage which will be applied on the particular terminal. Okay, so if I see the diagram for that, so the current that current this current will be your total current that will be flow across this. Okay, so this will be my total current that will be flow across this. So this particular current I of ins instantaneous current that will be divided into the two different segment. One is called IC, which will be the capacitive current, and one is called your IR, which will be your resistive current, right? As we are considering the capacitor over here, and we are considering the resistance over here. So whatever the current that will flow across the resistor, that will be considered as the IR, and whatever the current that will be flow across this particular capacitor, that will be considered as a IC. Okay, so this will be my the total current that will be segmented, right? So and we are applying the V of DC, that means DC voltage we are applying on this particular terminal, right? So accordingly the current that will distributed on this particular segment. Okay, so due to the different current profile, we are considering the different power losses, right? One is called the IC, IPD, IP, and the IX, right? So in case of an IC, the capacitive charging current, that will be the vector representation of a particular capacitive current. It should be like this, right? In case of a partial discharge impulse current, which will be defined as a I of PD, the vector representation should be like this. Okay, so in case of a I of PD, in case of a I of PD, the vector representation, we are putting the voltage in the this axis, and we are putting the I of PD in this axis. So this will be my vector representation. And in case of a I of C, my vector representation should be like this. Here we are putting I of C, and here we are putting the applied voltage of a, that means the terminal voltage that we are applying. Okay, and the conductivity mechanism, as we are considering the current, we will considering the sinusoidal current profile that will be taken into consideration. So that will be my the conductivity mechanism. Over here we are considering the applied voltage, and on this a particular axis at a particular time duration, what will be my current profile, sinusoidal current profile, that thing it will be considered as a conductivity mechanism, right? And what will be my polarization current, the polarization current, that should be the vector representation should be like this. We are considering the applied voltage on this axis, and the polarization current which will be considered as a IP in this axis. Okay, so it will be slightly deferred, okay, at an angle of 30 degree. So that particular polarization current will be the vector representation should be like this. Okay, and the conductive current, which will be considered as a Ix, so it will be lies according to the axis of a applied voltages, right? So in case of an Ix, which will be considered as a conductive current, it will be considered as a same profile that is taken into consideration, right? So that is taken into consideration. So in this particular case, so that is actually the conductive mechanism of a different current profile, how the power losses of a dielectrics that will be taken into consideration. Okay, so in the dielectric losses, that will dielectric losses will be considered as a tan lambda. Okay, it will be considered as a tan lambda, right? So that is defined by the quotation of the reactive power loss in the capacitor or in a volume of the dielectrics, it will be diverted. So equation that can be considered, so tan lambda is equals to my active power divided by my reactive power, right? So for that cases, in case of an active power by reactive power, so for that cases my tan lambda, it should be considered as a u applied voltages divided by my initial current, okay, into cos phi divided by u of I of initial current into sin phi. So the cos theta by sin theta. So that is equals to I of R, the resistive current, the total current, and divided by I of C, the total I of C current, right? So in case of a tan lambda, so tan lambda is with nothing but a dielectric power loss in the tangential form, which will be defined as the quotation of the active to reactive power loss in the capacitor or in a volume of the dielectrics. Okay, so the equation can be stated as, tan lambda, that is equals to IR of total divided by IC of total, that will be the representation of my dielectric losses, right? So the dielectric losses or the tan lambda represent the complete power loss in the dielectrics. Hence it is a parameter with which the power losses in the capacitor can be estimated. Okay, so however the tan lambda is a function of the frequency and the magnitude of the applied voltage. So the tan lambda is actually nothing but the frequency and the magnitude of the applied voltage that will be applied to a particular terminal. Okay, so we can say that the dielectric loss tangent, which will be represent in a complete power loss in the dielectrics, hence it is a parameter. Okay, so tan lambda is actually the parameter with which the power losses in the capacitor can be estimated. Okay, however we can say that the tan lambda is actually the function of the frequency and the magnitude of the applied voltage as well as the temperature also. Okay, so we can say that the effects of the conductivity, the conductivity that will be taken into consideration as a K, the effects of conductivity that will be taken into consideration as a K, and the polarization process that will be taken into consideration depending upon the what the conductivity is. Okay, so when the alternating voltage of the RMS magnitude U and the frequency omega that will be applied to the condenser having a total effective capacitance C, so the total capacitive conductive current IC total. Okay, so the IC total is actually nothing but a total capacitive conductive current. Okay, IC that will be given by this equation, that will be given by this equation. That means your U, that means the voltage of the RMS magnitude U divided by 1 of omega C. Omega is actually nothing but my frequency, and C is actually not by effective capacitance. So if we will redefine this thing, so omega C into U. So I of C total is actually nothing but by omega C U, right? So active part of the total insulation current, okay, so the active part of the total insulation current that will be considered as a active part, that will be taken into consideration omega C into U into my tan lambda, right? So hence the active power loss that will be taken into consideration, active power loss P of AC that will be given by the omega into C into U of square into tan lambda, right? So this will be the very important equation, how the active power losses that will be taken into consideration in the dielectrics. Okay, so now we can say that where omega is actually what, the frequency that will be taken into consideration, omega is equal to 2 pi of f. Okay, and if the frequency are in hertz, okay, so a P will be given as a watt, that means the power, okay, that will be given as a watt. Okay, so in practice the capacitance C that will be given in a test object, okay, that will be generally we can measures. Okay, so we can consider the a parallel plate condenser, as we can see on this particular previous lecture, that we will take it into consideration this particular dielectric having a length of the electrode is D and the cross sectional area is A. So we can say in this case that considering the parallel plate condenser of an area A and the gap distance D having the dielectrics of the relative permeability epsilon R, okay, having the relative permeability epsilon R in the uniform field E, so the equation can be stated as P of AC. So what will be my power? That will be omega into epsilon 0 epsilon R. That means this epsilon 0 is my absolute permeability and this epsilon R is my relative permeability into the cross sectional area divided by your distance into E into D square into tan lambda, right? Or we can simplify these things, P of AC that is equals to epsilon 0 omega E square into V, that means applied voltage, into epsilon R into tan lambda, right? So this two equation that would be taken into consideration for a parallel plate condenser having a cross sectional area of A and the gap distance D having the dielectric with a relative permeability epsilon R in a uniform field E. Okay, E is actually nothing but a uniform field, so the equation can be rewritten. This particular equation that can be rewritten using this particular format. Okay, so this particular equation, it should be rewritten like this equation, right? So this will be very important equation. Okay, so the now where V is actually what, V is actually my the volume of the dielectric which will be given by the AD in these cases. So from this equation it will be show the dielectrics loss depends upon the applied field intensity and its frequency. Okay, volume of the dielectric and its relative permeability and the loss tangent. Okay, so on applying the direct voltage of the dielectrics, on applying the direct voltage in the dielectrics, the losses depends upon the magnitude of the applied voltage U of DC. So U of DC is actually nothing but the magnitude. So if I considering the DC resistance R of DC offered by the dielectric, so what will be my equation? So we will reconstructing, so P of DC in case of a AC. So what will be the my power in case of a DC? U of DC square divided by R of DC. So in that case, P of DC, that is equals to E square. That means E is actually what? Your uniform field into V into K of DC. K is a conductivity, right? So this equation will be rewrite this equation using this equation, right? So this equation is also very important, right? Okay, is it understandable? So what we will do, that means for this particular equation we will considering the alternating voltages, and for this equation we will considering the DC, that means the direct current voltages, and for applying the direct voltage what will be my power, that will be taken into consideration. Okay, so the variation of the loss tangent of the transformer oil having a different moisture constant. Suppose when we are applying a certain amount of voltage for a fixed duration of the time, what is happen in the transformer oil, the transformer oil having a different moisture constant, that will measured in a wide range of temperature by a Hole's equations, and that will be shown in the below figure, on this particular figure. So this measurement were conducted of a standard test cell, okay, which will be also be known as a guard ring capacitor, applying the constant frequency of a 50 hertz voltages. Okay, so using this particular formula we are measuring, or we are measured the moisture contains, how much amount of moisture that will contain in the transformer oil, we have to measure using this particular graph, or using this particular tangential equations of a transformer oil having a different moisture content. Okay, so in this particular cases, this particular diagram or the graph that will be taken into consideration as a loss tangent curve, it should be considered as a loss tangent tan del lambda of a transformer oil having a different ppm moisture content with a varying temperature up to 50 hertz constant voltages, right? So in this particular axis we will considering the tan lambda, and this particular axis we are considering the time duration. Okay, and this particular axis we will taken into consideration the conductivity K. Okay, so for the different ppm values of the moisture we are taken into consideration, okay, what will be my values of my tan lambda, right? Okay, so here in this particular graph we will see there will be the different values of my tan lambda, and there will be the different values of the uh, conductivity K, and there will be the different values of the, and this particular line that will be taken into consideration for the degree centigrade, that means what the temperature is, that means temperature will be taken into consideration, right? So in this axis we were putting the temperature, in this axis we are putting the time, and in this axis we are putting the values of conductivity K. Okay, so here we will see that this particular graph, okay, depending upon the different conductivity values, so K inverse, this particular value K inverse, for that my value will be this. Okay, so at the values of k to the power minus 1, my tan lambda is equal to goes to 1, and when I increase the values, what we will see, my tan lambda will be goes down. So if I increase the time and the temperature, if I increase the temperature or if I reduce the temperature, in this part it will be the reduction of the temperature, and in this part we have an increment of the temperature. So as we will see that at a certain values of the temperature, if I increase the temperature, my tan lambda value that will increase sinusoid, that will increase simultaneously. Okay, so if my temperature will be 60 degrees centigrade, if my temperature that will be taken into consideration for 60 degrees centigrade, so for that cases my tan lambda will be increased, my tan lambda will be my 10. Okay, so depending upon the what the temperature is, and we are putting the different ppm moisture content, and how we are calculating using this particular graph. Okay, and these are the different ppm measurements: number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And here we are discussing, in case of a 1 watt what will be my ppm content, in case of a 2 watt what will be my ppm content, in case of a 3 watt what will be my ppm content, and in case of a 4 watt what will be my ppm content. Right, so using this particular graph we have to choose how much moisture that will contain inside the transformer, having the different temperature value at a certain voltage of a certain voltage and a fixed frequency 50 hertz. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, so whatever we have to discuss in this particular segment, so that thing that reflect on this particular on this particular graph. Okay, so there will be the different graph that we will show for the different values of the ppm, right? So here it should be increase, then again it will decrease and goes on again in this particular part. So if the ppm value it will be 2, then what will be my variation of the tan lambda? If the ppm value will be 44, then what will be my variation? If the ppm value will be 109, so what will be my variation? So for the different values of the ppm, okay, we need to check what will be my tangential, what will be my loss tangent of a transformer oil having a different moisture content using a ppm. Okay, so now we have to taken into consideration that the loss tangent is a function of an applied voltage, because as already I told you, this particular tan lambda is actually the function of the frequency and the magnitude of the applied voltage. So we can say that the loss tangent, we can say that the loss tangent is the function of the applied voltage, and if I increase the tan lambda of the transformer oil sample, that will measure the constant temperature and the 50 hertz increasing voltage, which will be considered as a field intensity magnitude, that will be shown in this particular figure, in this below figure. So what will be, so the loss tangent, that means tan lambda of the transformer oil, that will be measured with the increasing voltages or the field intensity. If I increase the voltage, what will be the behavior of my loss tangent of a transformer oil, that thing it will reflect in this particular graph. Okay, so in this particular cases we can measure or we can measure the different values of tan lambda using the we are increasing the voltages. So if I increase the applied voltage, if I increase the applied voltage, so what will be the different values of tan lambda, that thing it will reflect in this graph. Okay, so that's why it should be written that the loss tangent, that means my tan lambda of a transformer oil, okay, measured with a increased value of the voltages or the field intensity at a different constant temperature and the different moisture content of a oil. Okay, so that thing we will discuss on this particular figure. Okay, so in this axis, just like as a previous figure, in this axis, in this particular axis we will considering the tan lambda, in this axis we will considering the tan lambda, and in this axis we will considering the E, that means field intensity. Okay, and as well as the temperature. Okay, so here we will see that the at a certain temperature of 23 degrees centigrade, what will be my value? the value of what will be my value of E. So that thing. So at a particular temperature of 23 degrees centigrade, what will be my values of E? Okay, at the temperature of 70 degrees centigrade, what will be my values of E? Okay, and also what will be my values of tan lambda? Okay, and what will be the values of E supposed to be 15? Okay, 15 kV per centimeter, right? So this particular equation, and for the different ppm values, my graph will be changes, my graph will be differ. And for the different values of my temperature, what will be my tan lambda, and how the loss tangent of a transformer oil is changes. So that thing we will see uh, in this particular figure, right? Okay, is it clear? So from this particular graph, we will see the what will be the my values of the tan lambda of a transformer oil having the increment of the voltage of U of DC have at a at a constant frequency of a 50 hertz, and having a constant temperature, and for the different moisture content. So what will be my representation of my tan lambda? So that thing we will discuss on this particular figure, right? So here also some variation will be taken into consideration. So in this axis we are taken into consideration a tan lambda. Okay, so in this particular axis we will be taken into consideration the tan lambda, and in this particular axis we will considering the temperature, right? For the different temperature value, okay, my tan lambda that will changes. Okay, so here, there in this particular part there should be the decrement of the temperature, and in this part there will be the increment of the temperature. Okay, increasing values of the temperature. So here we will see, if we will decrease the temperature, we will see that the values of the tan lambda that will be increasing sinusoidally. So this particular curve that is actually for the tan lambda, and this particular graph that is for the epsilon r, that will be taken into consideration for the relative permeability. Relative permeability, right? So, and in this particular equation, so here at a certain values of the temperature, so when the temperature will be 60 degrees centigrade, so what will be my values of epsilon r? That thing we will find. And at a 60-degree temperature, what will be my values of tan lambda? So that thing we will also be shown, right? So this particular value, right? So in this particular axis we will be taking into consideration the epsilon r, and this axis we will be putting the tan lambda, and in this axis we are putting the temperature. So for the different values of the temperature, if I increase or the decrease of the temperature, what will be the variation of the values of tan lambda, and what will be the variation of the absolute permeability for the synthetic insulating liquid? Okay, apart from using the transformer oil, okay, having a fixed frequency of a 50 hertz of a constant AC voltage. So that thing it will show in this particular figure. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Is there any question up to this? Whatever we taught. So there will be the different segmented a graph that we will see in this particular figure. Okay, so this particular figure that will show the loss tangent or the tan lambda of the transformer oil having a different ppm moisture content with a varying temperature of a 50 hertz, okay, having a constant value. This particular figure that will show the loss tangent of the transformer oil if we are increasing the applied voltages or the field intensity having a certain values of the certain values of the temperature, right? And this particular figure that will show not for the transformer oil but for the insulating liquid, another synthetic insulating liquid which will be known as a clofen. Okay, this will be also a very good liquid dielectrics. Okay, for the clophane we have to measure what will be the values of tan lambda for the different values of the temperature, for the different values of my absolute permeability, and for the different values of the my temperature. Okay, so this particular graph that will be for the clophane. Clophane is actually nothing but a another synthetic insulating liquids or the liquid dielectrics, right? Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? So this is actually this particular graph is actually the variation of the measured value of tan lambda and epsilon r with a temperature with a synthetic insulating liquid krypton at a certain frequency of my 50 hertz. My that means my frequency is fixed, right, at a constant v of AC, at a constant v of AC, right? Okay. Okay, so what we have taught in this particular lecture, we have to discuss the dielectric power losses of the insulating materials. Okay, so how the different current, okay, that will be taken into consideration for the power losses of the insulating material. That means the four current we have been taken into consideration. One is actually your IC, I of PD, I of P, and I of X. IC is actually nothing but my capacitive current. I of PD is actually my partial discharge impulse current. Okay. I of P is actually my polarization current, and I of X is my conductive current. Okay. So all those particular current that will be effect in the power loss of a transformer oil, right? So if I see all the vector representation of this particular current, so the voltage equation, so the vector representation should be like this. So in this axis we will be taken into consideration the capacitive current which will be IC, and in this axis we will be taken into consideration of a U, that means applied voltage, applied terminal voltages, and in the same axis we will be taken into consideration the resistive current. So there will be 90-degree displacement of IC and IR. So there we will see there will be the 90-degree displacement of a IC and IR, and this will be the resultant value. Okay, so if I redraw these things, supposed to be if I redraw these things, so my equation, so here we are putting the IC and here we are putting the values of U, and in the same axis we are putting the values of IR, and that should be my I of ins. Okay, so this equation, that is my vector representation. The same thing we will see in this part. So that angle will be taken into consideration lambda, and that particular angle will be taken as a theta, right? So the same thing that we will see in this particular So this particular angle and this angle, and the total angle will be 90 shifted. So I of x is actually nothing but a this line. Okay, so I of x is actually nothing but my this particular vector representation in a same axis, right? So that is why we can say that u and the I of x in the same axis, right? See this particular vector representation. See this particular vector representation, same axis. So I of PD is actually this one, and this. So I of PD and I of P will be this. Okay, so if I draw this equation, so I of P will be like this, and I of PD should be like this. Okay, the same equation. See, okay, so from there we have to calculate what will be my power losses using this four different current. Okay, so here we have to take into consideration the dielectric power losses for the insulating material. So using this for the different values of my current, we are choosing what will be my dielectric power losses in the insulating material, okay, of a liquid dielectrics, obviously. Okay, so I think we will completed the particular segment. The segment is actually what? The insulation resistance, the conductivity, and the losses of the dielectrics, right? So we will complete now. So if I will recapitulate these things, we will discuss on this particular lecture, in the 2 days lecture, that the specific volume and the surface resistance offered by the dielectrics. We can choose the transformer oil, the dielectric power losses of the insulating material, and the variation of the dielectric losses in the insulating oil with the increasing moisture constant and my different voltage application. So these are the three things I already discussed during the two sessions. Okay, so thank you. We will stop the session for today. We will again re-meet on tomorrow with a different new topic. Okay, so thank you. So we will stop the session for today. Thank you very much. How could I stop share?